the WNBA, as y'all see. We got to represent something slight, something
Absolutely.
slight. So it's only fair that we started off with the Sky. We talked about the Aces and we talked about the Sun last time, right? But now we got to talk about the runner-ups to the final. And then I also want to sneak in the two bottom teams, kind of go up like that, right? So the Chicago Sky. What's your Well, first, let me say this. Candace Parker's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. She's coming back for a 16th season. All right. So we do get to have Candace Parker back. Do you feel like the Sky are going to be the team to beat? Are they going to be able to dethrone the Aces for you?
Um, I would disagree only because they got to worry about keeping their pieces together. I feel as though that even though Candace is coming back, she doesn't know where she's gonna go still yet. She didn't announce that she was gonna stay with them, and we're not gonna find that out till January. So all I feel is that they got to keep their pieces together, and they got to come up with a game plan to beat every team. Because now we're going to be at 0-0. Everybody's going to be a threat. We still got to think about the people coming out the draft. They got to keep their pieces together, come up with a game plan to go for that championship next year.
So here's my thing. You mentioned something about her not necessarily stating she's gonna come back to the Sky. I don't see another team she's gonna go to. Like when I look at Candace Parker, again, this is her home. Like she left the team that drafted her to come here. She brought them a chip. I don't know why she leaves that team. Like you are a year out from just winning the title. So personally, when she says right now, yeah, I'm game, I kind of question, maybe will she renege on that statement as the season starts to get like inch up a little closer. But returning, I got to see her return back to the Sky. And I also think the Sky are the best team to dethrone the Aces right now. It's a couple of teams that are kind of still up and coming. I like the Liberty, the Storm. They still don't know what they're going to do. We'll talk about them later on. But I mean, as of right now, point in time, I would have to go the Sky, and I would have to put the Sky over the Sun, who took the Aces to a game 5. So that, for me, she has to come back, and that this is the team that's going to beat them. I think they rely too much on CP sometimes. I think Courtney kind of took a step back from the season that we saw her, like when they won the championship. Quigley definitely fell off. Like, I don't know what happened. The
And
shots were
probably the
falling.
ankle injury that she had at the beginning of the year, definitely, because I see in her jump shot she uses her legs a lot.
I hear you, right? But at the beginning of the season, we're talking about playoffs. Like, something else needed to have happened. Like, I can understand maybe it didn't heal all the way properly, but at a certain point in time, you need to heal. Like, you need to sit down. You know your body. Let coach know. I'm pretty sure James Wade would have let the team run without Quigley for a couple games. They could have afforded to lose some games. Like, they were the number 2 seed. So I don't know what I don't know specifically what they should do. If I had to say something right now, um, obviously Emma, I would love to see her, one, be re-signed, and then two, be more aggressive. I think that was missing because they need someone to help spell for Candace as well. Quigs, if you're not going to hoop like you did, then I think the team needs to get more defensive minded. And I forget old girl's name who's on the team, but like we were talking about her last time, and she's like almost like 5'9", quick, lanky, and is a good defensive guard. And the coach, James Wade, liked him. I liked her. He recruited her. So I need to see maybe that transition, because again, it's okay to scale back your older stars. At least in my interpretation, like, roles eventually change over time. So maybe it's time for Quigley's role to start transitioning to off the bench. I think that might not be a bad idea. Like, it be okay. So maybe something like that. But I think the Sky team, again, they still have the depth, they have the confidence, they have the experience. So I would expect them to at least be able to turn it around. And Candace should be able to give them at least one more shake at a season and a title. And if they win it again, I can see her running it back. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'm gonna be completely honest. Um, I feel like that Candace only gets better every year when she prepares herself
Mhm.
in the off season. She says that's the most brutal part is preparing herself for the season, and that's why it's like, okay, when is it time for me to stop going through this boot camp to get set up for this season?
Yeah, it's
So
taxing the body for certain.
right. So she it's the training that she's kind of hesitant on, but when she gets out on that court and play, she does her magic, like
Yeah,
she was when she was a rookie. Shoot, that's why I'm wearing this. That's why I'm wearing this jersey.
yeah, yeah. But the preparation though is what makes her special. I know I was watching this interview with Bones Highland on JJ's podcast, and he was basically saying, "Yo, he looked at Jokic's um, preparation, and he didn't necessarily steal it, but he made sure he found something that worked for him because that preparation makes you that great player.
Exactly.
It allows you to just do things naturally on the court, whereas other people they might tense up and hesitate, and that's what separates the great players from the average player. So that preparation that she's talking about, I get that because it does take a lot to go into perfecting your craft. Like basketball is a game, but it's still a job. Like you still have to take it very seriously every single day. Even when you take days off,
Exactly.
you know somebody else is working hard, so they're like catching up or surpassing you. So it's tough. Like that is one aspect that people I think really don't focus on enough. Let me ask you this: who's the best player on the Sky right now? Is it still Candace Parker, or maybe Kalia Copper is now the best player on the team?
I'm gonna have to go with CP. She's the she could be the scorer, the facilitator, and she's the defensive person as well too.
Hmm.
That's one of the reasons why they were the second seed the whole entire year, because she was able to do all of those things for them. That one player, that one person on the court is able to do all of those things. And I feel like that's very, very, very important. If you think about it, teams that have those players, both in the NBA and the WNBA, they go far. They really go far. That's one of the reasons why Washington struggled, because Elena Deladon is that player, but she couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, I was about to say health is always the biggest thing for her. Now, when I'm taking a quick little gander right at the year we won the finals, right? Now CP was giving me 19, 3, and 9 with like basically 2 steals and 2 blocks. I don't know if she's gonna be doing that going forward, but
She could get close though.
I'd
She
like
could
to
get
see
pretty
me. I
close.
like well, if she does that, I think she overexerts herself way too much. I like her at the 13 point per game area, which when I'm looking at our stat line this for this particular season, all right, we had again Candace at 19 and NECA at 18, Christy Tolliver at 13. So I need two players to essentially go above Candace Parker. And remember, Candace Parker, like you said, is covering a lot of ground. That's a lot of versatility. So I would love to see Kalia Copper. I
At
have
that
no one else
18.
up there outside of Emma Mieseman who could possibly give me 18 points a game. I don't think Quigley's going to do it because again, we just talked about. I think like she's on a little decline. We could talk about Courtney, but Courtney's more of a playmaker, and I don't think Candace is going to scale back all the way to just be a playmaker. So it's not like she's just going to be passing the ball and Courtney can just turn up into a shooter. So it's looking a little challenging. Maybe CP doesn't need to drop lower than second, but I do need somebody to take that pressure off her so that way she can focus solely on playmaking, solely on rebounding, solely on defense. Because you do have a lot of offensive weapons on this team, so you should be able to make up the difference if she scales like down her scoring production. But again, that's me being optimistic. We have not seen this Sky team do what I'm talking about, so that would be something new to behold. And I got a little hesitation on it, but we'll see how it shake out. But I do think though Candace Parker is on the decline, and she can still be productive. She can still be a top 3, top 5 player in the league. Just someone need to help her out. And after Kalia Copper, I gotta look at Emma Meeseman for that next person. Now to close off the sky before we head out, they're looking to get the fifth pick in this year's draft. Have you looked at the draft class thus far?
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say the Chicago Sky are looking to get the fifth pick?
Five, number five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep,
There is no way.
it happens. It happens.
There's no way
It
that
happens.
they got that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I took a sneak peek at the draft class when they showed it on the draft lottery. Like I took a little snippet and I saw the first 7 names, and I was like, "No, this is loaded. This is loaded. Like these are some winners, right
Do
here.
you
These are some."
do you know Jordan Horston?
That name I'm not familiar with.
Okay, so
But now that you got it on my radar, I'll definitely look out for that name.
yeah, so she's out of Tennessee. Mind you, I'm biased, right? All right, so you already know Candace came from Tennessee. We got Ray Burrell off Tennessee. Pat Summit, that's one of my favorite coaches of all time, coached at Tennessee. Well, Jordan, she's a guard, 6'2", a little turnover prone for what I read. I got to look at more highlights, but a little
She is
turnover
6'2"
prone. And she got tricky,
that's what-
and she got questionable shot selection. But I like her going to the sky because again, coaching matters, people. Player development is a big thing, and James Wade should be able to develop Jordan. So I like Jordan going to there because again, you got Quigley and Courtney both short. Like they don't have a big guard out there. The only big guard they really have is Kalia, and she's moved to that small forward spot. Personally, I think she's out of position. Like I would love to see her at the 2 guard spot going forward. But until you get someone to help her out, she got to be that small forward for them. So I like her here because she could be a little versatile for them. That I think
I'm not gonna lie to you, based off all the qualities you've given about Jordan, right? That's her name,
Jordan.
I feel like that's the piece that they need because literally they don't have the length at the guard spot, and I've noticed that throughout Candace's career, excluding when she won a championship with the Sky, she does so well when she has a long guard. Elena Beard was a very tall guard.
She was a forward, but I guess. But we didn't have those forward to guards who can do a lot of damage.
And I mean, that's what it sounds like Jordan can do is she can play both that guard and forward because of how tall she is. So, hey, I'm all down for that. And even though I have my bias against Coach Wade for the Lynx days that I will never forgive him for. He develops well. I believe he's a great coach. He develops well, and obviously has success. I'm down for it.
I'm expecting, like I said, off the issue that she does apparently have with the turnover prone and the questionable shot selection, which is, by the way, I read that. I didn't see that. So I got to see that for my own self. But if that's what I'm looking at, if those are the issues, those are fixable. So I like that pick for them. But that's enough about the Sky. Well, at least until you watch these next highlights. But we will transition on. Well, we're going to talk about the Storm and what we think they should do and a whole bunch of stuff about them. So, but like I said, though, we do have a nice little highlight. So hope you all enjoy it.
did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I gotta go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.